Hey guys, welcome to Quantum Leap Growth. My name is Zawela. Every single morning I wake up, I invest in learning more about myself. Knowing that I'm going to make more mistakes in my life, I invest more into becoming compassionate to myself. The question that still lingers into my mind is, what does it really mean to be authentic? Let's find out from some of our friends what it means to really be authentic. Hi, Katie.
Hi.
Today we're talking about authenticity.
Okay.
I'd like to know, when you hear the word authenticity, what does it mean to you?
So authenticity means, for me, it's a very strong and deep word, because for me it's like to be myself. And always don't compare me with others and think about like what others can think of me.
Okay.
So to stay with myself.
Within yourself,
and true with myself.
Okay, so basically not to care about what other people are thinking and thinking about you,
just be connected with myself. And not outside my body and soul.
Okay, I understand. That's really powerful. When was the last time you felt like you were being truly authentic?
Okay. The last time I felt truly authentic was literally when I was last week back in New York with my best friend, and we wanted to catch the New York vibe, and went drinking in the afternoon with some friends, and we were like, okay, grab some drinks, have a nice time, live the life, and catch the New York vibe, obviously. And then that was my first feeling. But actually, to be true, I'm like, since a year, I don't drink anymore. It's just a personal choice. And so we went to the bar, and actually I was thinking about it, because I was like, hey, Kate, you don't drink.
You have 1 year without drinking.
What are you doing right now? That's not truly who you are. And so when we were standing at the bar, I was like, okay, so I take the non-alcoholic drink, because that's at the moment my true authentic self.
It came to your rescue. You were like, no, I'm not drinking. Let me get the non-alcoholic drink.
I don't drink. So that's my authenticity at this moment. To be true to myself and stay within me.
Stay true to yourself.
To yourself. To myself, you know. Right. So that was the last time.
Hi.
Today we're talking about authenticity.
Yes.
What does authenticity to you mean?
That means for me when I can be myself without thinking what other people think of me.
That's crazy.
Yes.
And what's one moment in your life where you felt that you were being authentic?
When I'm with my bestie. Because we do everything together, and it's no matter what I say or what I make. She will never judge me. So I feel authentic and secure with her. Yes.
And if so you said that you feel authentic when you are with your best friend.
Yes.
And what would you say is the best moment when you were younger to say you were also authentic without your friend being there? Do you remember any of that moment?
Yes. When I'm with myself, or when I do something that I like, that I really like and love it. So yes, I think yes.
That's it, Yes. And what's the biggest challenge of you not being able to express your authentic self?
When I think that people could judge me because what I think or what I am. Yes.
Okay, I understand. And let's say that you were to advise someone about them being authentic. What would you say to that person?
Don't let that the thoughts of other people
It's okay.
influence you. Don't let that the thoughts of other people influence you.
Okay, perfect. That's quite powerful. I hope the guys have heard it, and we are going to live by that. Can I get a hug?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
And I hope you understand my English.
So Katie, you mentioned that family also plays an influence into who you get to be in life.
Yeah.
Can you please expound on that?
So I think we grew up in a family and with that mindset, of course, because we don't have, as young children or babies or also as teenagers, we don't have that much influence, or of course we have influence from others, but our main influence is like always the family. And so it depends on the person, because everyone has another kind of family. So for example, for my example, it's like my family is really into business and hardworking, and the work aspect is really outgoing or outstanding for them. So I grew up with that mindset, and
you also grew up in a village which is about 500
it's
people.
Like a small village where I grew up. So the influence was my family, but also not that lot of other people, you know. Like in a big city, it's different. So when I moved here to Munich, I noticed that there are other influences that are really, not always the same, of course, because as I mentioned, I grew up like business oriented and working oriented, but I also wanted to know something new. And then when I came to Munich, I meet a lot of other people and make friends and stuff, and I obviously learn to know them, and they have other mindsets, and they grow up in other families, and
in a different kind of way compared to you.
And so they are more like, I lived my creative way, or I lived my the musical way, or something else. You know?
So the influence was totally different, meaning that they were allowed to explore what they really wanted, and then they were allowed to express themselves.
Yeah,
and they wanted,
had other friends had like more of a free-spirited mind, and it was interesting for me to come here and meet a lot of other people and all the other mindsets, and it's a whole other not culture but influences from other people.
And you saw that there was also a difference based on how you were raised and also how the other people were raised.
And thank you. For me, authenticity means staying true to yourself and to your values and goals, and no matter what happens, that you are always that you always have your own back.
Okay, so meaning that you believe in yourself and then you live by your own thoughts and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you think is the biggest challenge that you have that's holding you back from you being authentic?
I feel like it's the expectations of other people, like from family or school, university. I feel like these times are challenging to be authentic.
Okay, and why do you think, for example, the family is projecting this onto you as a child, for example?
I feel like it's their own fears which they project onto you, or their own expectations or own goals which they did not achieve, and then they try to they project their own fears and they think that you cannot achieve it, and then they are scared that you are also not going to achieve it, and so basically that's it, I guess.
That leads me to my last question, which is, let's say you were to advise your younger self about how to be authentic.
Yes.
What would you say to your younger self?
To my younger self, I would definitely say, do not listen to other people. Always stay true to yourself. You're on a right way. And never let other people shrink you into being a different person, because you're a good person.
That's pretty powerful advice. Can I get a hug?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. And you mentioned also that basically whenever you go back home, this old Kate switches on.
It's also a point. So I can live here, or I lived here. Not I lived here. I live here.
You live here,
basically all the time. And experience new things. And we had a lot of more possibilities here, like in creative way and stuff like that. And always when I'm visiting home, it's like I have two personalities now, kind of. Like the Kate who grew up in that small village with the family background and you know
with the
how I grew up, like the business inside, and it switches like when I move or drive back home.
Yeah, when you see the sign.
The sign from my village. It's like, oh, now it's the old Kate. And when I'm here, it's like the city. The city kind of Kate.
Can you mention maybe 2 or 3 differences? Like, what's the Kate in Munich? Like, how do you behave and how do you think compared to the Kate who is back in the village? Like when you go back home.
Here it's more. I'm more outgoing here. I feel a little bit more free. And that's
Do you also feel like you are more confident here? And
I can. It sounds curious, but I can dream in another way. Like, and be who I ever want. Maybe that day I want to be the business one, and the other day I'm going out and be the sporty, or like it's the city. It's a different kind of vibe.
It's a different world. So basically, you have the opportunity to be whatever you want to be. Today you can be something else. Tomorrow you can be.
And you also have to be or be the authentic self.
Exactly.
So,
you can be your authentic self.
And have the authenticity.
Authenticity.
To be who you want day by day, as we mentioned.
Based on
before.
how you feel and
how you wake up, like the left or the right foot. And so it's really different. And also my mom, for example, noticed it already. Because she knew me my whole life. And now when I come back and explored like 5 years another city for myself and just also connected with me in a different way, because I had more free space. And also at the beginning, of course, I was like lost. Who am I now? But I found me. And now.
Hi, Celine.
Hi, Russ.
What does authenticity mean for you?
For me, it means to be fully yourself.
And what does that mean for you? Like, can you expound on that?
That you're not trying to be someone else to like make it right for them, but that you always try to make it right for you, and that you feel like you stand behind your morals, you stand behind what you say, behind how you behave, and you're not trying to adjust to the situation or the people around you, and you are like around people just like how you would be when you are alone with yourself.
Yeah, I understand. That leads me to one question. When was one moment where you felt like you were truly authentic?
For me, it's with my boyfriend, and also with my real true friends, and also with my family. Like the people who I know that they've been with me for a long time, that they've seen me in many different states and in private situations and public situations, and that I can, like, also the people that feel like a safe place, like where you can be safe and comfortable.
I totally understand. What's one specific moment where you felt that you were truly authentic? Like a specific moment. It could have been in school, maybe in uni, a professor asked you to say something and then you said something, or your friends asked you to go and drink and then you were like, nah, this time I'm not drinking, or just anything. Like, what's one moment that's specific?
For me, like, I don't know the one specific moment like that, but one situation that's occurring more and more is that I learned to say no.
Like setting your boundaries.
Yeah, exactly, because that's like often before I always said yes because other people would expect me to say yes. And for example, I stopped to drink alcohol because I realized I always just did it because I want to be like the others, but I didn't even really like the taste. And then I just learned to say no, even though people would say, yeah, but try it. I would just be like, no, because it doesn't resonate with me. And also say no if you have other plans, or if you, like, even if on a day someone asks you, yeah, do you want to do something now, but you feel like you need some time for yourself, and that's what you need to be like completely yourself and to charge your battery, and then you say no because you feel more like this one thing than meeting other people, for example, so that there you are doing what really deep inside you want to do.
Thank you for sharing that. If you had to think about an advice that you can give your younger self, what would you give your younger self? An advice that gives them the power to be authentic in life?
Yeah, I think like to just always first listen to what your gut says, to what your heart says, and bring that to the outside, and not do what the outside wants from you, but like to bring out what you think inside instead of the other way around.
I absolutely understand. Thank you for that powerful message, and I hope the guys watching this are gonna learn a bit about it. Can I get a hug?
Yeah, of course.
Right. What I really liked was that you mentioned that your mom also noticed the changes, the positive changes, but she's supportive.
Yeah.
Can you mention that again? Yeah.
She was like, when I went back home, yeah, Kate, you're kind of different. You're relaxed, you're more your true self, and more your like within you.
Okay.
And also calmer in your mind and your soul, kind of.
Yeah, and your demeanor, your how you act, how you react and stuff. Yeah.
And take life.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, she noticed it, but she also was like, of course, we will miss you, and we miss you already, but go for it. We supported you, or we support you. Yeah, and that was really kind, and I love her for that, because it pushed me, because I know she knows me for my whole life, and that's another kind of support from me, that I know, okay, she noticed also a difference, a good difference, not a bad one. So that was it was a great support for me and myself, that I'm doing something kind of right for myself.
I kind of resonate with that, because my own mom also had supported me my whole life. And that's why I really love the story where your mom was supporting you. She didn't want you to hold you back. She'll say, no, you gotta stay in the village, you can't leave the village and stuff like that. Yo, I really like that. And how did it make you feel as a young child, or maybe as a young adult, where your mom supports you and doesn't,
holds you like
put you in the box, so that how did it make you feel?
Proud, kind of, because and it makes me smile.
Yes, I can see that.
It's lovely, because of course you had that self-pressure, or I have that self-pressure. So I'm always, I'm really hard with myself. So it's good to know, okay, a loved one, that's important, that it's a loved one. Of course, it's also good when a stranger talks to you and says like, oh, you have a great surrounding, or aura, kind of. But a loved one who knows you deeply, it's
meaning that the advice is coming from the heart.
It's coming from the heart, from deep down. So because they know you, and then it's a positive reminder. That you're doing something kind of right.
And basically, whenever you go back home now, you know that you notice these differences, and when you are in Munich and when you are back home.
I have my two personalities that will stay probably forever, because I grew up like that, so I can't throw it away, or just put it in a box and throw it away. But when I'm coming home now, I noticed that I know the old Kate.
Okay.
And how would she react or do something, and also the kind of the new one. That my adult Kate, when you want to call it like that, and how she would react or feel about something, and then I have to think about it. Oh, do I want to react like the old one or like the new one?
Hi, Emily.
Hi.
I would like to know, when you hear the word authenticity, what does it mean to you?
For me, it means to truly be yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, actually just that.
Just be yourself, yeah?
Yeah, just express yourself. Just be yourself, yeah.
Okay. When was the last time you truly felt that you were being yourself without having to pretend? Can you maybe elaborate on the moment that you felt that you were truly being yourself 100%?
Yeah, I think actually when I'm with my friends or with my boyfriend, like probably the last time I was with my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you mention one specific thing that happened and then you were like, I'm truly being authentic? Like it could have been something that you decided not to do with friends, with your boyfriend. You say, okay, someone, I don't know, wanted you to go on a trip that you didn't want to go to, or...
Oh yeah, maybe like the last time was probably like today, because you mentioned like the trip I didn't want to take. I have a friend and she wanted to go on a trip with me, and I would love to, but actually like deep inside of me I was like, it's not, the timing is not right. I don't really want that. And like I think it was like 30 minutes ago, I told her, I'm sorry, I can't go. Like, I'm sorry, I know you want to go and it would be great like on paper, but for me the timing, it doesn't feel right. So that was one. Okay, hopefully she understood and she
accepted.
did.
Okay,
yes,
respected your decision.
Yeah, she did.
And you know, what's the biggest challenge? What's one thing holding you from being authentic every single day?
I think what other people think of me, like the expectations, not wanting to hurt anybody, because normally I'm like, I don't really like confrontation.
Okay.
And like telling people what I think. I mean, sometimes it's really good, but sometimes it's not that good. So I think like getting like the perfect line between not hurting anybody, but still being authentic. There's like a tiny line.
There's a line that, you know, it can easily get crossed.
And I am personally more on the side, I don't want to hurt anybody, and so like the people pleasing side. So I think being authentic is also knowing when the right time is to be like authentic and tell other people you hurt me, this is not okay.
In a respectful, friendly,
yes, of course,
in a way that they can understand your decisions.
But still not not hurting people. It's like really like this tiny line.
There's a tiny line that you can easily cross if you don't.
And I think maybe that's like the like purpose in life, to find like when is the perfect moment to be like authentic to myself, and when is it like good to take a step back and be like, okay, not everybody needs to know what I have in mind right now.
I understand. How do you deal with yourself not wanting or not being confrontational? How do you manage with that? Because I think you don't want to be people pleasing. You know.
It's hard. It's hard. Mostly I'm just like, I don't know. It's like so hard. For me personally, it's like I'm getting better and better, and like, okay, I know for me it does not feel good, so I need to tell something, even though I don't like to, even though I hate telling people when they hurt me, or if I don't feel like it's really like in this moment it's like good for the other person and for me. So mostly I'm just like trying to tell it in a nice tone and still be like, okay, you have to do it, even though you don't want to do it. You have to, because it's not only important what the other person thinks, it's also important what I think, what I feel. So you just have to push yourself.
Okay. I truly understand that. And if you were to meet your younger self and you were to give them advice about how to truly be authentic and how to live an authentic life, what would you tell them?
Probably not think or not spend too much time thinking what other people think of me. I still struggle with it a lot, with like academic validation and like all of this stuff, like living in this
society to always be more, do more. But for me, authenticity is mostly like coming back to myself, to my values, what I want in life, even if it's not like the bigger, better, like faster way of living. Mostly it's like that. I would tell her like, girl, it's gonna be fine, you're gonna find your way, but
just trust your inner.
Trust your inner like values, and not like trust other values that tell you,
that are outside of you. Okay, that's pretty powerful. Can I get a goodbye hug?
Yes, of course.
Awesome. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll ask you one last question.
Okay.
Do you think that you'll ever go back home and raise a family back home where you came from, or you'd rather do it in a city like Munich, London, or New York, for example, just in a bigger city?
I love my family, and I always would love to have them around. Like now it's a time difference where you can easily manage it. So, but I'm open to the world.
Okay.
I would say.
Okay.
The difference here or in the city is like you have more opportunities. I feel, and you're growing up like not like me in a box, but not in a negative way, because it was also a safe one, and you just have to, when you grew up in a city, you have to know really early, or you don't have to know it, but you will experience the question, who wanted I to be earlier, because on the countryside you basically know who you are from early on, because there's no much playground for you to experience something that's not there. You can't experience that. So in the city you have more opportunities, but countryside will always be in my heart. But I think to grow up, maybe a mix.
Okay.
So definitely in city, kind of, but we will visit the countryside.
Okay, not to go and live there, not to move there, but just to get the kids to taste the countryside and also the city, to live in a city where they have all the opportunities.
Yeah, because I will always be like a countryside kid. But I think it's good when you know both, and when you also open up to it. And not be like, oh no, I never want to go to the countryside, or I never want to go to the city. I think that's the wrong state of mind.
It's a limited kind of state of mind.
You limited yourself when you don't want to see other things.
So hi Nina.
Hi.
I would like to know, when you hear the word authenticity, what does it mean to you?
Yeah, like to be your best self. It's not always simple, but you have to be your best self, your inner person.
Okay. When was the last time you felt like you were being your best self? When was the moment in your life where you felt like you were being your inner self?
It was just yesterday, because I went to a Attack on Titan anime concert in the Philharmonie, and it was super awesome, and it was dark, so I was not seen, so I could show my emotions, how they came, and I cried a lot, and I felt really like
authentic.
my 16-year-old self.
Wow, that's really nice. That's really nice. What's the biggest challenge holding you back from becoming authentic every single day?
I give really a lot on people's opinion on myself, so every time I see someone watching me weirdly or something, I get really anxious and what is
you
it?
Get like negative thoughts about yourself, Yes,
I interpret everything really negatively on myself, so this is something I am working on.
Yeah, how do you think you can overcome this? Like, how do you think you can overcome this?
Trusting myself more. Like, I am my only me, and I should be my main character in life, so I should be the main person I trust in, so should be me.
That's really, really powerful. The last question is, if you were to meet your younger self, I mean maybe 10-year-old younger self, and they asked you for advice about how to be authentic, how to live an authentic life, what would you tell them?
Don't change, because my 10-year-old self was like super adventurous and confident and everything, did what she wanted to do, a bit childish, and this is like the time when people tell you don't be childish, and you have to grow up and yes.
But you get to learn that when you are a bit childish, even when you are an adult, that's how you get to enjoy life.
Yes, and everything is serious enough, so you should stay a bit childish in life. So
yeah, that's really powerful. Nina, can I get a hug?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Love to.
Perfect. That takes me to my third question and my last question. Yeah. If you were to meet your younger self and they were to ask you for advice of how to be or how to live a life which is authentic, what would you tell them?
Always so you know your value and your worth of living, and so you have to live day by day, and maybe today I'm not drinking and tomorrow I wanted to drink.
You feel like drinking tomorrow.
It will be okay, but yeah, you have to take the day how it comes, and to stay authentic to yourself, to know your values and actually live by them, but also be conscious about it, that you know you have to how should I say it, when you the whole life they can change, you know, so maybe I don't drink this year, but next year it will be other.
So it depends on how the years come, the day by day,
every month, every second.
Every second, genau.
So
you mentioned also about being compassionate to yourself. Can you say that again? I think you say that you also need to be compassionate about.
True. So don't be too hard on yourself. So when you make the one day something else than tomorrow, just don't be too hard on yourself. And
you can always make mistakes, and then you can also learn from your mistakes.
And life is about growing. We all have to learn.
That's powerful. That's powerful.
It's really deep.
Thank you very much. I think that's pretty.
Don't be too hard.
Don't be too hard on yourself.
Take the day and the week as it comes. So and always be authentic.
Be authentic. Exactly. Just like how you are being right now.
I hope.
That's pretty powerful. Katie, thank you very much. Can I get a hug?
Yeah, of course. Authentic hug.
Of course. Based on what I found out, to be a human being is to be social. To be social means to wear a mask. To wear a mask means that you get to be an actor. Now this means that for different situations in your life, you get to become a totally different person. At work, you are forced into a box where you can only react a certain way. With your family members, you are forced to act a certain way and you can only react a certain way. With your friends, with strangers, we are all forced to act in a certain way. So the goal is for you to be authentic in every interaction that you have, whether it's with your friends, whether it's with your colleagues, whether it's with strangers, whether it's with family members. The goal is always to be authentic. Find a way to be authentic, find a way to be real, find a way to express yourself in an honest way, in a way that you feel that you are not acting. Find a way to express yourself that is consistent with your inner child. Find a way to be compassionate to your inner child. Find a way to truly express yourself based on how you truly are within. Thank you for taking your time to watch this video. My name is Zawela. See you on the next episode of Quantum Leap Growth. Thank you.